beauty, speed, and efficiency of the modern automobile exemplify the energy of 20th century America, its energy and its problems. Are we sacrificing safety for speed? Are we building cities for people or for automobiles? Will the 21st century bring a new era of human freedom and mobility, or simply a world filled with autos and all that traffic?
The 21st century is brought to you by Union Carbide, the Discovery Company.
There are more automobiles in the United States than in all other countries of the world combined. The cars we drive have changed the life and face of our nation. The pervasive influence of the automobile can sometimes seem overwhelming. At the turn of a key, we unleash the power of a 3,000-pound machine capable of carrying us almost anywhere at speeds beyond a mile a minute. But we pay for this power and mobility. Electric cars like this sleek experimental racer could come to the rescue of city dwellers surrounded by the deafening roar and choking exhaust of internal combustion engines. Its battery-powered motor runs with a gentle hum, and its exhaust doesn't pollute the air. Detroit is working to reduce the pollution level of internal combustion engines, but by the 21st century, the electric car could make a comeback. This station wagon, built by Golton Industries and American Motors, demonstrates what modern battery technology can do. When you pump the brakes, the batteries get a brief boost. If the electric car comes back, it will probably be used for the short trips that make up most automobile travel: errands, shopping, and neighborhood visits. Instead of a weekly trip to the gas station, all you do is charge the batteries overnight when you get home by plugging them into a conventional electrical outlet. The cost per month, $15. Problems of noise and air pollution are reviving another antique automotive idea: the steam car. This hand-built roadster, owned by Thermal Kinetics Corporation, can cruise at 70 miles per hour.
Door up, please. 8.
Kerosene, with its low pollution exhaust, is used to fire the boiler. Water provides the steam drive in this prototype, but future steamers will use exotic liquids like Freon for faster, more reliable performance. Despite quiet operation and low pollution, steam and electricity face stiff competition from long-standing commitments to internal combustion power with its proven reliability. But one thing is certain: cleaner, more efficient automobile engines must come if the cities of the 21st century are to be livable. Driving a car in today's traffic can be a matter of life or death. In 1968, more than 55,000 Americans lost their lives in automobile accidents. This dummy at the General Motors Proving Ground outside Detroit is being prepared to go through a collision that would mean certain death for a human being. Recent investigations have brought a new urgency to highway safety research. Automobile manufacturers, government agencies, and universities simulate thousands of deaths a year with dummies like these so that human lives can be saved on America's highways.
High-speed photographic, ready.
Slow motion cameras record what happens during a collision so that engineers can discover new ways to protect passengers.
The impact speed is 35 miles an hour. Start the tow.
The slow motion film shows how a new side panel protects the driver during the impact. The dummy at right was not wearing a seatbelt. This windshield was shattered by a dummy's head. Today, safety belts and shoulder harnesses help prevent this, but new restraint systems are being developed for tomorrow's cars. At the Eaton, Yale, and Town Research Center near Detroit, an ingenious method for protecting people during serious accidents is being tested. When the test car smashes into this barrier, inflated pillows will burst out from the dashboard and steering column to cushion the forward motion of the dummies behind the wheel. Here's the impact in slow motion. The pillows are released in 1/25th of a second. Without them, this crash might have been fatal to a human driver. Research is still in progress, but initial results indicate that the inflated pillows could save lives in collisions up to 60 miles per hour, a 21st century solution to the urgent 20th century problem of mounting traffic fatalities. This is what happens when you try to stop a car at 70 miles per hour on a slick surface. Ford has developed a computer-controlled braking system that prevents deadly skids. Instead of locking, the brakes are automatically pumped to bring the car to a safe stop. This yellow wedge will move in short jerks, showing the pumping action when the brakes are applied. At 60 miles per hour, a normal highway can become a deadly obstacle course, and other cars are not the only danger. Many highway accidents involve collisions with roadside structures like signs. This is a new kind of highway sign. Its legs are hinged at the top, and its base slides loose when struck hard enough. The sign absorbs the impact by giving way rather than acting as an immovable barrier. Damage to the car is light, and the driver only feels a slight jolt. Empty barrels can cushion the impact of a head-on collision. Placed in front of a concrete pillar, the barrels absorb the impact of a crash by collapsing like an accordion. Experimental installations of this simple system already have saved lives. Other cars are another obstacle that drivers must contend with. Ford is experimenting with an electronic system that automatically maintains a safe distance between cars, lessening the dangers of tailgating. When you reach a speed that you want to maintain, you push a button on the steering wheel. Another button actuates the automatic spacing system. The speed you set will be maintained until an invisible light beam, projected from the front of the car, senses a slower car ahead. The brakes automatically are pumped until a safe distance is established. If the car in front accelerates, the system automatically accelerates your car, maintaining a safe interval until it returns to the speed that you originally set. All you do is steer. Until automatic spacing becomes standard equipment, traffic safety still will be up to human drivers. To evaluate drivers and help improve driving skills, Fletcher Platt, a Ford engineer, developed a car with a computer in its trunk that rates your driving ability and your emotional response to traffic conditions. I took a test drive at Ford's Romeo test track. A large truck led the way and a souped-up Mustang waited behind. The car's gold-plated steering wheel electronically senses physiological information like heart rate and emotional stress.
And then we'll demonstrate your heart rate, and if you'll notice, as your hands are on the wheel, the heart begins to signal here. But as your hands are on that wheel, as long as they're separated by these two lines, we will get your heart rate and be recorded on the tape. Now, we have another sensor which is called galvanic skin response, that is similar to the device used in the light, one of the sensors in the lie detector. Just to do a little experiment and show you how it works, I would like you to think of a number between 1 and 4, and every time I ask you a question, say, no, that's not the number.
I say no even when it's the
Even
right
when
number.
it's the right one, all right? Is the number 1 you're thinking of?
No, it's not.
Is the number 2 you're thinking of?
No.
Is the number 3?
No.
We got a signal on that. Number 3, I would predict, is your signal.
That's pretty good.
Is your number?
I'm not going to fib to you today.
All right, well...
But what does that have to do with the driving ability?
Well, if you think of it as your own experience in driving, there are certain situations that may create an emotional response to you. You may get mad at another driver, or you may be distracted by something and all of a sudden startled by a car in front of you. And this creates an emotional response, and depending on your experience and how you feel that day will depend on how long it takes you to recover. And we think this has a direct bearing on the probability of your possibly being involved in another near miss or possibly an accident.
Well, should we get on with our test?
All right, we'll just turn on the equipment here and follow this truck, and I'll turn the counters on, and the tape is started, and we're underway. And now, if you'll just keep a constant pace behind the truck here, and we have a Mustang behind us that you'll keep your eye on once in a while. And I'll keep track of what's going on the equipment and occasionally tell you what is happening. Oh, look at that.
Good.
He's demonstrating what will happen on a highway situation. And I find that your heart rate has gone up about 12 points since we started the drive. That Mustang must have made you feel like you wanted to get in with him or something.
This might possibly be.
Now, if you'll just pull over here, and I'll explain a few things. Put the end of the file here, and end the data. And as soon as the green light comes on, that means the tape recorder has gotten to the proper place. You had 45 speed changes. Even though you were going very constant speed, that would have shows that it's very constant. Most people who are driving that would maybe have twice that, or up to 90, because they adjusted speed more often than you did. The fine steering is 98. You made 98 reversals of that steering wheel during that trip. We divided by the running time, which is approximately 4 minutes. Your average is about 25 reversals per minute. Now, according to our tests before with many other drivers, some 300 drivers that I've tested with this equipment, we find that 20 to 25 is very, very low, meaning a very consistent driver.
Highways do more than move people. They can dictate where we live and change the size and shape of our cities. As much as half the land area in some cities is devoted to the care and convenience of the automobile. City streets become a crowded arena where cars and people compete for space. Highway design should be more than a matter of technological convenience. But what can be done to bring concerned citizens into the process of designing better highways?
I think it needs to go a little ahead. How's that?
Students at Yale University have built a camera that shows what it will be like to drive along a proposed highway before it is actually built. The camera can be used to check the aesthetics and efficiency of the highway design before land is cleared and millions of dollars spent for construction. An automobile steering wheel and accelerator control the camera as it moves along a scale model of the proposed roadway, giving a driver's eye view.
Guess we're all ready to go. Come and sit up here and drive it down.
The pictures appear on a television monitor.
What we want to do is to just move up to the interchange. And then we can see what it looks like as it goes off up the ramp there.
Okay.
Now slow down. Let's go about 20 miles an hour here.
With equipment like this, traffic engineers, city planners, and most importantly, interested private citizens can combine their talents today so that there will be fewer dangerous, ugly, and outdated highways in the 21st century.
The ramps come over the top. That's 80 foot high altogether there.
This television camera is watching a stretch of Houston's Gulf Freeway so that traffic engineers can learn more about traffic flow and discover ways to control it. From this central control room, 6 miles of moving cars can be observed and analyzed.
Bring that camera in a little more. There we go. Now we can see the DM detector.
Electronic detectors buried in the highway count the number of vehicles that pass a particular point and compute their speed.
What's the speed in the outside lane now?
It looks like 42 miles per hour.
This information is used to evaluate entrances and exits and to establish the spacing of stoplights on surface streets that feed the freeway. In the future, electronics will not only study how traffic moves, it will help move it. Along the Gulf Freeway, the U.S. Bureau of Public Roads is experimenting with an electronic system designed to help drivers merge into heavy traffic safely. A stoplight, connected to a computer, controls traffic entering the freeway. Buried detectors in the roadway tell the computer when cars are waiting to merge and when an open space in the traffic will pass by the entrance ramp. When it is safe to merge, the light changes automatically. Once your car has safely entered the traffic flow, you face another highway problem, passing. In the future, computers and buried detectors may help here too. The Bureau of Public Roads is experimenting with such a system. The lights on this box change from red to green when it is safe to pass. Buried detectors in the highway tell a roadside computer the traffic situation, and the computer controls the lights in the car. A red light means another car is coming in the opposite lane. Now it is safe to pass. By the 21st century, computers and buried detectors may combine to create electronic street maps for every city in the country. There is an experimental installation of such a system in Washington, D.C. It is called ERGS, for Electronic Route Guidance System. Major locations in a city are given a letter code. For example, if you want to get to a local hospital in a hurry, you set its code into a small computer, then drive as usual. These buried detectors receive a signal from your car that tells its destination. They then transmit appropriate routing instructions. A red arrow is projected on the windshield and written directions are flashed on this dashboard display. Roadside computers control the whole process. By the 21st century, a nationwide ERGS network could make printed road maps obsolete. If computers finally realize the old science fiction dream, the automated highway, human drivers will be the next to go. Cars can be beautiful machines. The cliche is true. There is a love affair between man and the automobile. But more automobiles are born each day than babies. Will the cars of tomorrow create cities that are a smooth-flowing network of high-speed transportation, or just one big parking lot? This is not only a question for the 21st century, it's a question for today. Next week, the 21st century presents the Air Jam. Will supersonic airliners and jumbo jets the size of a football field be able to fly in today's outmoded air transport systems? Will new aircraft and automation open up new air corridors to ease traffic, which doubles every 5 years? Next week, the Air Jam on the 21st century. This is Walter Cronkite reporting.
The 21st century has been brought to you by Union Carbide, the Discovery Company.